The most important thing to remember about investing in stocks is that you are not buying a stock at all, but rather investing in a business. Investing in businesses and owning companies is at the heart of how we think about investing. From this simple mindset shift, we can begin to do our homework. Understanding a business means understanding how a company actually makes money. So we need to have a very strong understanding of how a dollar of revenue translates into a dollar of profit. The simple act of tracing revenues through the income statement will elicit questions and allow us to understand the fundamentals of how a business operates. Things like margins and how they are impacted by both fixed and variable costs will allow us to understand the health of the business. On the other side of the ledger, we also need to focus on how a business and management team has decided to fund operations. Debt levels and borrowings need to be understood and analyzed. People often think of higher debt loads as being a bad thing all the time. But for us, debt financing is really a function of the certainty and consistency of cash flows. Said another way, if market cycles will dramatically impact cash flows, as is the case with semiconductors, then those companies should have a much lower level of debt financing. When thinking about fundamentals, we look for quality companies that have strong operations, and we think about how they will function during different economic cycles. Finally, and we would argue most importantly, we need to assess the quality of management teams. Quality businesses do not happen accidentally. It's a consistent and continuous process that allows a culture to take shape. However, this most important component is the most difficult to quantify, and we think this gives our active approach a very significant edge. While ETFs and mutual funds have their place in the investing universe, it is our firm belief that investing in a company where you can actively analyze the quality of the management team rather than blindly investing in a stock will ultimately lead to a much better outcome.